My journey actually began when I faced with a health crisis, and prior to that, I really had no value for keeping my health intact. Prior to that, I had a very unhealthy lifestyle because I really did not know it mattered so much. Only after the crisis, I was diagnosed with cancer here in Nordic Hospital with Dr. Madhu Ghimiriji, and then I was rushed to Jaslok Hospital, and from there we went to Sloan Kettering in New York, and spending a lot of money, going through traumatic experience of not knowing whether I was going to live or die, painful and really torturous chemotherapy, all that. When I was actually desperate to get my health back, I just realized all this, I'm making an effort, and there I was just throwing it away. I didn't care about the health before. So that's when it struck me, my goodness, when life gives me something so naturally, I don't really value it. Now that it is slipping by, I'm struggling to save it. And it's a story of most of us. We don't realize the value of health till we don't reach hospital, unfortunately. And that's why whenever I'm given an opportunity to talk about health and restoring a good optimal health, I just share my story so that the other doesn't have to go through the painful struggle that I went through. Hopefully I can make small little changes, and purely with that, I share my story. So in the process of trying to restore my health, I was desperate. So I was reading a lot of materials. I was talking to experts. I was talking to doctors. I was talking to scientists. And on internet too. I was just basically trying to get information to get my health back. And in that, what I discovered was that we human beings are multi-dimensional beings. If you want a good health, only looking after the physical body is not enough. That's why mind, body, spirit. Though in yoga, there are many other categories, we call it koshas. There are many other aspects, but I can't go there. But in a nutshell, it is mind, body, spirit. Yoga is the union, harmony of mind, body, spirit. For body, as we know, a right amount of sleep, 8 to 9 hours, right amount of nutrition, plant-based diet apparently is meant to be the best. Alive food, as Sadhguruji told me once, alive food like vegetables and fruits, stuff like that. And 70% of our body is water. What happens to a stagnant water? It's a storehouse of disease. And let's look at the mind nature. Apparently, you can think about it, you can reflect on what I'm saying is correct or not. Mind apparently loves negative news. Supposedly, some good incidents or bad incidents in the past has happened. We normally tend to remember very clearly the bad incidences, not so much the good incidents. That's why probably in the news there's more bad news. Robbery, theft, murder, XYZ. I'm sure the good things are also happening in the world, but we don't cover that much. So, anyways, and also, mind's nature is habitual. So it's repetitive in nature. So imagine a negative mind which is repeating itself again and again and again and again. It's stressful. So we all know the root cause of many disease is stress. So So automatically all these things are there in front. And yoga deals with all these aspects. Not only physical aspect, not only like going to a gym and losing weight and being flexible, which is an aspect of yoga, but that's not all. Yoga actually has shown us pathway to a fulfilled life, healthy, optimal health and fulfilled life. That's why body, mind, spirit. This whole body is mass of atoms and molecules and everything. Mind has thought sphere. But behind all this is a consciousness field. A consciousness field which we all share. That's why the spirit element. I just want to do a simple exercise, and that is, if we can just think about a time where our body, mind, spirit was not in alignment with each other. Think of a time, like supposedly sometimes we procrastinate, like I also do. Procrastination, where we know we're supposed to be somewhere, but we're sitting here doing nothing. Or if somebody is forcing us to do something, but our heart is not in it, we want to go somewhere and do something else. How uncomfortable that feeling is. And just opposite to that, when our body, mind, spirit is in line with each other, think of a moment where you are loving what you're doing. There's a sense of timelessness. There's peace, there's joy. That's what yoga does. It brings that element into our life. I want to just basically, for me, this cancer has been a blessing in disguise. It has taught me the value of health. It introduced me to yoga. It introduced me to myself, me. So I would request all of you to, I read a book in that there were 3 very interesting questions. And I would want all of you to reflect on these questions whenever you want to. Who am I? What do I really want? And how can I serve? I believe a fulfilled life, all these 3 questions can give us a glimpse of fulfilled life. Who am I could be like, I'm Manisha Koirala, I'm a Nepali, I'm an Indian film actress, I'm a daughter. It could be anything. I'm a meditator. It could be anything, which all facets are true. But that's not the essence of me. In Veda, it says, you are what is your deepest driving desire. As is your desire, so is your will. As is your will, so is your deed. As is your deed, so is your destiny. That's where we understand the essence of ourselves. It also brings clarity to our heart, who we are. And it can change. Sometimes I desire this, sometimes I desire that. These things happen, but at least we are mindful and we're doing things which is stemming from our truth rather than what we're supposed to do. And the third question, which deals with how can I serve? Actually, I want to talk a little bit about Oneness University that I go to. It's next to Chennai, about 2 hours away from Chennai Airport. I've been going there for many years. Sometimes, when time permits, I go and stay there for 6 months, and sometimes just for 2 days or 1 day, a few hours. But I have learned a lot when I visit there, and I've done a couple of courses over there. In that, I was taught, it's the name itself, Oneness University. In that, we are taught that we all are interconnected. Behind this sphere of mind and thought and this molecular mass of body, there is a common consciousness we all share. And that's where we realize the other is a reflection of me. So what happens with this knowledge or knowing, that you automatically tend to be kinder to the other. You automatically want to help. That's why whenever I get small opportunity, you'll probably see me here trying to do my bit, you'll see me there trying to do my bit, is only because if I can be useful, if I can serve, I know that it is my need to be useful, to serve.
So my question is only about your health. So I want to ask you, if you are 100% cured through this meditation, yoga?
Okay, again, sir, I went through a proper medical treatment. And during my medical treatment, I was researching, and that's when I got to know about the importance of yoga. So I incorporated that into while I was being treated, and after I became cancer-free, I continued that because that was giving me a lot of energy and vitality, and I realized the importance of yoga during that time. But if you ask me, did it really cure my disease? That's not the correct thing. I mean, I don't know about that.
So secondly, I would like to ask you, when are you going to join the film industry in India? As an hero.
I'm already in the film industry. I keep on working in it on and off. I just finished a film which, by the blessing of God, it has been accepted by the audience. So, yeah. हजुर सोध्नुहोस्।
जस्तो हजुरले क्यान्सर पछाडि योगामा लागि भनेको नि हजुर स्वस्थ हुनु भएको भए त रेगुलर काम गरेको भए फेरि योगामा हुनुहुन्थ्यो वा हुनुहुन्थ्यो त्यतिखेर?
अब यो मलाई चाहिँ नि लाग्छ कि कतिपय कुराहरू नि especially when we are facing with the troubled time, whenever there is a challenge or the problem that we face, I feel somewhere it's a blessing in disguise. That's why in my talk I said cancer was actually a blessing in disguise because it compelled me to be healthy and to imbibe a healthy lifestyle. So, त्यो नभएको भए के हुन्थ्यो मलाई त्यसको चाहिँ थाहा छैन।
मैम नमस्ते।
नमस्कार।
माई सेल्फ मैं विजय प्रकाश। हम आपसे एक छोटा सा प्रश्न पूछना चाहते हैं।
पूछिए।
इतने संघर्षों के बावजूद कैंसर से लड़ते लड़ते आप योगा तक आई
जी,
और इतने समस्या के समाधान, क्या ये योगा ही एक जरिया है जो कि ये कैंसर एक छोटी चीज़ नहीं है, ये बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, उसके बावजूद भी आप इतना अट्रैक्टिव, यंग एंड ब्यूटीफुल लग रही हैं।
थैंक यू।
और इसके बावजूद भी आपका हाल ही में एक फिल्म शायद रिलीज होने वाली है कि हो गई है, आई डोंट नो अबाउट दैट। इसका राज
नहीं है लेकिन हो गई है।
इसका राज योग है या और कोई छुपा रुस्तम जो कि आप करती हैं? ये प्लीज ये फ्लोर को आप बता दीजिए। हम बहुत ही उस वक्त से हम आपको वॉच कर रहे हैं, आप बहुत एक्टिव है, बहुत एक्टिव है आप। योग एक जरिया है या और कोई जरिया है कि आप कैंसर से लड़ते लड़ते, कैंसर से तो कितने आदमी मर जाते हैं, लेकिन आप तो एकदम पूरे एकदम अट्रैक्टिव लगता है कि जब फाइट करने वाली है जैसा आप लग रही है। प्लीज इसका राज बता दीजिए।
थैंक यू फॉर दैट क्वेश्चन एंड थैंक यू फॉर वंडरफुल कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स। देखिए, योगा में तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जिसको तो मैंने अभी छुआ भी नहीं है, क्योंकि ये तो बहुत ही वास्ट है, इसमें तो सब कुछ मिला हुआ है। अगर उसका हम और ज़्यादा अध्ययन करें, उसको और ज़्यादा पढ़ें और उसको प्रैक्टिस में और ज़्यादा करें तो कुछ और ज़्यादा ही अच्छा हो सकता है। हालांकि मैंने उतना गहरा अध्ययन नहीं किया है, इसलिए मैंने कहा कि मैं योगा की एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूँ, मैं प्रैक्टिस करती हूँ और मैं बिगिनर हूँ, तो बहुत कुछ मुझे योगा ने ही दिया है और थोड़ा कुछ मुझे इस ज्ञान ने दिया है कि जो हमारा जीवन है, हमारे पास कम समय है, कम या ज़्यादा, मतलब लिमिटेड टाइम फ्रेम है। उस लिमिटेड, क्योंकि हमें जाना तो है ही एक दिन, लेकिन जाने से पहले मुझे इस जीवन का आनंद लेना है। सो आई वॉन्ट टू रियली एम्ब्रेस लाइफ, आई वॉन्ट टू लिव फुल्ली। सो इससे भी इस नॉलेज से भी मैं आई ट्राई टू लिव माई लाइफ। That's it.
Thank you very much for this inspirational reach out to all of us. You know, we started today morning, for most of us, at times that we normally don't start with, which is at about 4:30 in the morning. We were told to wait for a few minutes because the gods were not well settled. But by 5:30 we were at it. We held a major public function today at the Brikuti Mandap, the road in front of that, attended by several thousand people from about 6 o'clock in the morning to about 7 o'clock. We were very honored with the Prime Minister's presence, and the government of Nepal led the celebrations for the 3rd International Day of Yoga. But you're coming here today, and I am seeing that this hall seems far too small to host someone like you who brings together this absolutely beautiful thing, the way you described yoga, which is body, mind and soul. You've put it together so wonderfully in terms of the thoughts, inspiration and aesthetics. I think you combine these all so beautifully. I believe that your country, Nepal, of course, is so fortunate to have someone like you, such a wonderful person. Your parents, your family, of course, deserve deep gratitude for all of that. But we in India are so fortunate to have you with us. You said it was your second home. For most of us, you belong to India. I would have been very happy to stand there and say, you know, we know her. I hope you guys know her. You're absolutely wonderful. I don't want to say anything else because you've said everything correctly and most beautifully. I just want to tell everyone that as we sat down here, lots of people asked this little question: आपकी फिल्म रिलीज हो गई है या नहीं हुई या होने वाली है? And she said, हो गई है. And then she said, I'd like to get it here. I want to tell you, we are all eagerly waiting for it. And if there's anything we can do, support your charities or anyone, let me assure you, we want to see Manisha Koirala on the big screen. Thank you very, very much.